2019 season. I'm Sam Corbett, right next to me Will Charlton, and the Hawks come in facing against a tough Chicago Mount Carmel team. The Hawks last week played at Glenbard West, losing a heartbreaking game 45-28. Junior quarterback Luke Leongas looked great, going 19 for 27, 205 yards and 2 touchdowns, but Will, he did go down in the third quarter with an apparent leg injury. He is out this week, and the Hawks have an interesting offensive scheme. Slot receiver Dan Lasik is going to be at quarterback, with Western Michigan commit Ryan Kilbergen at running back. Will, what are your thoughts about this new offense and how they didn't have a lot of time to prepare?
Yeah, Sam, you're absolutely right. Only having 4 days to prepare for this offense can be very tricky for Maine South. But I feel that Dan Lasik, being the athletic running back he is, and Ryan Kilberg being in the backfield with how athletic he is, and obviously being able to go to college to Western Michigan, I feel that they might be able to trick Mount Carmel with this offense because there's not really much film on it. And obviously last week they ran one play in the Wildcat offense, which was a flea flicker from Dan Lasik to Ryan Kilberg. But I really feel that they might be able to get some plays going and maybe get some yardage down the field.
Now, Will, they're not the only offensive threats. Montini transfer Johnny Palumbo. Now, he didn't fill up the stat sheet. He only had 36 yards on a couple of carries. But every single time he ran the ball, it did not take one guy to tackle him. 2, 3, even 4 guys definitely needed gang tackling to take down Palumbo. So Lasik and Kilberg definitely aren't the only options. Look for Palumbo to get some huge yards this game.
Absolutely. You got to watch out for Johnny Palumbo. He is an absolute unit of a running back. I'm telling you, that guy is strong, and it's going to take a lot of defenders from Mount Carmel to get him down. If he can get into the backfield of Mount Carmel, he can definitely run for a first down, maybe even like 20, 30 yards on a carry.
Now, this tough Mount Carmel team that I was mentioning earlier, last week they went out to Indiana, 42-0 win versus Calumet New Tech. And, you know, researching for this game, trying to find key players, I feel like I pretty much wrote down the entire Mount Carmel roster. You have linebacker Lance Swain, cornerback Marty O'Brien, wide receiver Jack Gilbert, the list goes on and on. The one player that's really interesting, quarterback Justin Lynch, is actually the younger brother of head coach Jordan Lynch. What's that got to be like, playing for your older brother?
You know, I feel like playing for your older brother is very complicated because if you do bad in a game, your older brother can give you some smack talk. But going back to the head coach of Mount Carmel, Jordan Lynch, he was a big time quarterback at Northern Illinois University and spends his time in the NFL. So you know he's going to have some good offensive schemes up his sleeve. But yeah, going back to Justin Lynch, if he doesn't play well, you know, his brother can give him a hard time about it.
Definitely, and especially looking at the offensive weapons, you have 3 running backs from Mount Carmel, Kanena Odeluga, Tom Egan, and Enzo DeRosa, plus with the offensive line, with offensive lineman Jalen Grant. Overall, I can see why they're ranked #1 in 7A. It's definitely going to be a tough opponent for the Hawks. Dave and Sarah always schedules a tough schedule to prepare them for conference and then for a state championship run. But local beat reporter Edgy Tim has the final score listed at Mount Carmel 31, Maine South 28. Hopefully the Hawks can change that prediction, but do you really think it's going to be that high scoring of a game?
You know, Sam, I really feel that with the way Maine South's defense played last week, that it's very possible that Mount Carmel can put up points, especially since the run defense for Maine South was very weak last week. I feel that if Maine South can contain Mount Carmel's run defense, that they might be able to stop the scoring.
All right, thank you, Will. Right now we're going to send it back down to see what's happening on the field. We'll be back with you guys shortly.
once in a while, just take it down.
What?
Sean, don't touch the mic. Who are you pointing at?
Welcome to the 2019 Maine South Football home opener.
Just a few moments ago for the coin toss, Mount Carmel won the toss in his third selection of the second game. Maine South will receive Mount Carmel will defend, but no goal in the game.
All right, Will, it looks like the Maine South Hawks will receive the opening kickoff.
Yes, I am very excited to see this new Wildcat offense with Dan Lasik at quarterback.
Setback to return for the Hawks, number 22, Nate Smith, and the Western Michigan commit, number 2, Ryan Kilberg. Kilberg had a great game last week, 61 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Hawks at one point were down 17-0. Kilberg brought it back 21-17. Plus, he plays both ways, folks. 4 tackles and a pass breakup on defense.
Kilberg is absolutely one of those players on a team that you're just so lucky to have. He is such an amazing athlete, and Maine South is just absolutely so lucky to have Ryan Kilberg on their team.
Number 17, Julian Patino, back to kick for the Caravan as the Hawks await the kickoff. And it's up and into the end zone.
What a boomer of a kick. Wow.
And the Caravan kickoff, rushing to get that football. All right, Will, first play with this Wildcat offense. What do you think? Lasik run? Jet sweep? Maybe we see Lasik with the arm? What do you think?
You know, I'm predicting a Lasik run here since it's first down and 10, but I don't know what Miss Coach and Sarah has up its sleeve. We'll see.
The offensive line led by number 76, the Northwestern commit, Pete Skronsky. Definitely going to be a lot of runs to the left tonight, folks.
Absolutely, there will be. And Kilberg lining up in the slot to start.
Lasik in shotgun. Number 31, Johnny Palumbo to his right. With the pass, dished off to Kilberg. I tell you what, I'll take that every play of the game. Kilberg for about 10 or 11 yards all the way to the 31-yard line.
And Lasik showing he can actually throw the ball. Very impressive.
The line judge signals that is a Hawks first down, so Lasik, his QBR rating, very high.
100% to start. You gotta love it.
I do expect a lot of check down passes. Definitely Lasik not airing it out, testing the arm strength.
Well, we'll see if he does, just like the flea flicker in last week's game.
Handed off to Palumbo. Cuts it out to the left and gets knocked out of bounds. Now this Caravan defense, Will, definitely led by linebacker Lance Swain. There was a really good article written about him and how he has been on varsity for the past 3 years. Didn't start the year on varsity as a sophomore, but was brought up for the postseason run. And watching highlight of him, he is a heavy hitter, and him being uncommitted, he won't be uncommitted for long this football season.
Oh, absolutely. Lance Swain is an absolute crazy linebacker. If you have him one-on-one, be careful. He is a running back's nightmare.
Lasik back in shotgun, Palumbo on his left. Layden in the backfield. Connor Layden, that is. There's two of them, I forgot that. And it's a keep for Lasik right up the middle and gets taken down by 2 or 3 Caravan defenders.
We expect to see a lot of that tonight with Dan Lasik just running up the middle with the QB option.
It's 3rd and about 3. 3rd and 2, excuse me. Mr. Egan definitely helped me out here with the microphone.
I'm feeling another chuck down here by Lasik to get the first down.
Velasquez in motion. Connor Layden again in the backfield. And it's a keep for Lasik, and he pitches it off. Palumbo mishandled the ball, and Lasik threw it out of bounds.
Now that was just a very miscommunication play.
And it looks like Coach and Sarah will elect to punt.
Lasik and Palumbo are just not on the same page on that play.
The punter for the Hawks this year, junior John Sasson. He was brought up for the playoff push last year, and we will see how his leg is. Because I know last year they had Velasquez at kicker, punter, pretty much doing everything.
They did.
High snap. And it's up. Pretty good punt. Fair catch called. Oh, muffed it, potentially.
Almost bobbled there.
Number 27, Tony Livermore, back with a muffed punt, but was able to smother it.
And Tony Livermore is one of those wide receivers on Mount Carmel you have to watch out for. Very athletic wide receiver.
The story for the Hawks last week was their defensive, not necessarily weakness, but definitely at times looked like Glenbard West was just too much of a team. Let's see if they're able to contain the outside run, because Jalen Moore last week, it seems like that was every play.
They were just running it down the Hawks' throat, getting about 6 or 7 yards per carry.
27 in motion, that's Livermore. Back to pass, number 1, Justin Lynch. Scrambling. Incomplete.
Ryan Kilberg, a very nice play there, making sure the ball did not get completed.
Number 5, Liam Berry, definitely tracked down Lynch.
Very good pressure from Maine South to start. Getting in there right away. Something they had trouble with against Glenbard West.
2nd and 10 for the Caravan on the 31. Looks downfield, wide open receiver. Number 8, Jack Butcher. And gets the first down and even more as the Caravan get to about the 47-yard line.
That was a nice pass by Justin Lynch, getting it off very quickly and getting about 15 yards on the play.
Butcher and Schooler on the right. And it's a quarterback keep. And he gets the first down and even more again, knocked out of bounds by number 14, Danny Lacasio, who had a very good interception last week. Ben Triffo last week with the only sack for the Hawks defense.
Yeah, and Ben Triffo missed the outside contain against Justin Lynch there. He bid on the read option.
Triffo had problems with that same problem last week too. Moore was able to get a couple more first downs. Number 27, Livermore in motion, and it's a keep to Lynch. And gets hit hard by number 14, Lacasio.
Good tackle by Dan Lacasio to get him down right away, get him by the legs so he doesn't get any more yards. Lynch showing early that he has some wheels.
And it's a give to the running back, and he gets stopped. Pete Skoronski, the two-way lineman.
Now, considering what happened last week, it's very nice to see a stop at the line of scrimmage for the Hawks D-line.
Of course, it wasn't just Skoronsky. The other linemen out there, number 56, Adam Salame, and number 98, Patrick Hamilton.
It seemed like Hamilton and Skoronsky got in there very quickly on that last play.
Lynch drops back to pass. Flag on the field, but it's complete to number 19, Jaliu Parker. Seems like it's going to be holding against the Caravan, so move it back.
And that's a killer for the Caravan, as they would have got a solid 15, 20 yards on that play, but instead they're moving back 10.
Sophomore Teddy Generis in for the Peter Skoronsky. Generis was a transfer from Loyola, came over in the spring of last year.
And Teddy Generis has been showing a lot of promise so far to be a very solid defensive lineman for the Hawks and a good edge rusher.
Number 36, Kanena Odeluga in the backfield with Lynch. Lynch drops back to pass. D-line gets to him. Incomplete pass. Targeted for number 19, Jali Parker.
Great pressure there by the Hawks D-line, getting in on Lynch very quickly. Didn't have much time to throw the ball, but had to get rid of it to avoid an interception. Results in a 4th down for Mount Carmel.
4th and about 14, just at around midfield, and the Caravan will punt.
I'll tell you, Sam, it's very nice to see the Maine South defense looking strong so far.
Definitely improved from last week. Number 17, Julian Patino back to punt. And that's Dan Lazik back to return for the Hawks. High punt, Lazik signals for the fair catch, and it's going to roll into the end zone.
Very smart play by Lazik to get the touchback. But he'll be heading right back out to play some quarterback.
Hawks definitely showing some confidence, bouncing back from last week.
Yeah, like I said, the defense looking strong on the first drive. Very good improvement from last week. Much needed. And gets the Mount Carmel offense off the field.
Just over 7 minutes left in this first quarter. Lazington shotgun, Palumbo behind him. And it's going to be a keep for Lazik. He looks to throw. Kilberg. Oh. Close for Kilberg. Pass deflected by number 13, Martin O'Brien.
Yeah, whenever you're one-on-one with Ryan Kilberg, it's very dangerous for the defender, but the pass was just out of reach. It was out of bounds. I don't think Kilberg would have been able to come down with that if it was in play. But Dan Lazik taking some shots early.
Lazik hasn't been under center, which I find interesting. I feel like if he can't find anybody that's open, he's just going to have him run. And that's going to be a flag on the Hawks.
Pretty
Offensive lineman.
Pretty obvious false start there.
Number 55, Arthur Holscher, the junior guard.
Miscommunication before the snap. Results in a 5-yard penalty for the Hawks.
2nd and 15 for the Hawks offense. Trips left. With Jack Layden all alone on the top of the screen. And it's a give to Palumbo. Like I said, Will, does not take one guy to tackle Palumbo.
Even though he got down at the line of scrimmage, still you had 2 or 3 guys there for the Caravan to tackle him.
Caravan lineman Jalen Grant anchoring both the offensive and defensive line. Grant is listed at only 6'1", but 275 pounds in his senior season.
He certainly is a big guy.
Same formation, trips left. Lazik drops back to pass. Kilberg's open. Incomplete.
It seemed Kilberg kind of lost it there. It was a good throw by Lasik too. It was right there, but Kilberg lost it.
Kilberg with the one-on-one matchup against number 28, Sam Delval.
If Kilberg would have caught that one, oh my, that would have been a nice gain for the Hawks.
Kilberg visibly upset after that play. Hawks back to punt on a 4th and 15 as John Sasson lines up at the front of his end zone. The returner for the Caravan set up right around midfield. High snap again, but he gets it off. And this is going to bounce in favor of the Hawks. Let it roll, boys, let it roll. And it's finally downed at the 46-yard line.
A pretty good punt by Sasson there. Almost getting it to midfield from his own end zone. And Sasson having to jump up for the 2 snaps on the punt. Got to get that figured out. Cleaner snap is needed.
So the Caravan offense comes back out. Kanena Odeluga in the backfield with Lynch. Lynch passes it. It was a low pass intended receiver number 27, Tony Livermore. But it is complete.
If Lynch would have put that ball more on the money, Livermore would have got a nice gain out of that if he would have spun out of Dan Licassio's tackle.
A gain of about 6 for the Caravan. Same formation. And it's a give to Kanena. And he still picks up yardage after a couple of Hawks were able to hold on to him. Tackle made by number 5, Liam Berry.
Very similar to what was going on with Glenbard West last week for the Hawks. Just getting through tackles like it was no problem at all.
Number 51, Teddy Generis, comes out of the game. As Lynch looks for the signal. Kanena in the backfield, wide receiver split. Lynch with the pass. Whoa, watch it, boys. Can't get those flags. Intended receiver was number 19, Jalii Parker.
Mike Pagliaro making sure he didn't catch it and tackling him quickly. Smart play by Pagliaro.
Second and 10. Just over 5 minutes remaining. Kanena alone in the backfield with Lynch. Puts a guy in motion, and it's going to be a keeper for Lynch. And he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage by number 76, Peter Skaronski, as well as number 43, Zach Poulos.
Very nice contained by Poulos and Skaronski there. Poulos coming inside and getting Lynch down quickly.
Trips left for the Caravan on 3rd and 10. Lynch drops back to pass, looks right, and it is dropped by number 8, Jack Butcher.
Pagliaro's right lift Butcher on that play. 2 good plays by Pagliaro on the defense.
All right, 4th and 10 for the Caravan at the 35-yard line.
It's a very tricky situation for the Caravan here because you can't exactly kick the field goal. But it's definitely, but it's 4th and 10, so you don't really know if you want to risk going for it here. So I think punting is very smart for the Caravan here.
And that's look like what they're going to do. Number 17, Julian Patino back to punt at midfield. Lasik set up at around the 10-yard line. High punt, and of course Lasik will let the fair catch happen. And this is going to be a good punt by Patino as it's down right around the 4-yard line.
Very impressive punt to get it within the 5. Got that friendly roll to get it roll out of bounds. And let's see if this Wildcat offense can produce something on this next drive.
Coach Sarah has to be mindful of the field position. Lasik can run. He is explosive, but being set up on your 6-yard line, it appears. And with a 0-0 game, you can't risk it.
It would seem passing here down the field would be a little risky.
Wide receivers spread out on the right. Palumbo to Lasik's left.
I expect a run here.
And it's a give to Palumbo, and he breaks it outside, gets upfield. Great run by Palumbo. Explosive, legs driving.
And by getting 9 yards there, that pretty much gives you safe territory to not get a safety at this point. Very nice run by Palumbo on the outside. In fact, he got the first down too.
Connor Layden comes in for the game for number 1, Luke Krasik. Ball positioned at the 16-yard line for the Hawks.
Let's see if Lasik wants to air it out here.
Velasquez and Smith set up on the left. Caravan defense doing some shuffling. Number 47, the lineman, Mario Davis. Ooh, and that's going to be a flag on what appears to be the Maine South receiver, number 9, Jack Layden. So the Hawks will back up.
Because of that penalty, it kind of puts Maine South in a dangerous place now. Throwing would be a little risky.
1st and 15 for the Hawks on their own 11. Same formation, though. Excuse me, the flag was on Ryan Kilberg, number 2, not number 9, Jack Layden.
Very surprising to see Layden screw up like that. Kilberg.
Lasik drops back. Dishes it off to Nate Smith. Tackled by number 28, Sam Del Valle.
Well, at least he got back the penalty yards on that. Nice 5-yard gain.
2nd and 10, right back at the 16-yard line.
I'd love to see a little jet sweep action get going. Get Kilberg the ball.
We've got Velasquez, Smith, and Kilberg all on the right side. Layden as a tight end on the left. Palumbo in the backfield. Lasik still in shotgun, hasn't been under center yet all game. It's going to be a keeper, flicks it to Palumbo, and that is going to what appears to be a Caravan ball. Like you said, Will, miscommunication with the option.
Luckily, Palumbo got it back, but once again, that same play with the pitch just not working out for Palumbo and Lasik.
So Palumbo was able to recover, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 at the 16. Minute and a half left in the first quarter.
If they can't get that play figured out, Coach Insera is obviously going to have to bag that one. But we have seen a few different options here with Lasik in the backfield.
Smith, Layden, and Velasquez on the right. Kilberg all by himself on the left. Lasik drop backs to pass. And it's going to be picked off by number 28. And he might return it. Knocked out of bounds at around the 7-yard line. That's what I'm saying, Will. I don't know how often you can rely on Lasik's arm downfield. It looked clean, but I don't know how often you can risk it.
It just wasn't there, Sam. Not a good pass by Lasik. Thrown into double coverage. Looking for Nate Smith, who was clustered by Mount Carmel defenders. That did not work out well for Lasik. And it looks like Lasik hurt his hand walking off the sideline.
So Sam Del Valle with about a 25, 30-yard interception return.
Sets Mount Carmel up very nicely for a touchdown.
Lynch with 2 running backs in the backfield. And it's give to Kanena. And he gets to around the 3-yard line.
And that's what I'm saying with those 7-yard runs, Sam just kills the Maine South defense.
Clock winding down in this first quarter. Lynch is going to keep it, and he is in for the touchdown.
Lynch found the right hole to get into the end zone to give Mount Carmel the lead. First score of the game goes to the Caravan.
6-0 Caravan with just over 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
And that was pretty much a perfectly designed play to be right there on the goal line. A nice quarterback keeper by Lynch. Easy 6 points.
And it appears that the Caravan, oh, are they going for 2? My glasses are dirty. I can't tell. It appears that Patino will opt for the field goal. Be smart, boys, don't jump. .27 Livermore the holder. The kick is up. And that is a strong boot by Patino.
Wow. Talk about one strong leg Patino has.
7-0 Caravan. The interception from Del Valle leads to the 3-yard touchdown run by Lynch.
Now, Sam, you almost got to wonder.
So I'm here helping out with the Maine South Athletic Trainers Club.
So what do you do as an athletic trainer?
So for the Athletic Trainers Club, students come after school and we help, you know, if teams need water bottles or if they need like medical supplies, med kits, you know, if they need cuts, scrapes taken care of, you know, some of the minor stuff, but we also get to watch like the athletic trainers and see what they do and learn more about, you know, medicine and sports medicine and things like that.
Awesome. So how did you become an athletic trainer?
Well, I've been going for, I do track and field, so I get taped up and stuff by the athletic trainers, and they're a great group of people, so I decided to get involved. It was a good time.
Awesome. Thanks, Lydia. We're going to send it back up to Sam and Will.
Thank you, Marie, for that interview. The Caravan will line up to kick off.
And you know, Sam, before this next possession, you really wonder if Justin Marks will get a shot tonight.
Potentially. Kick is up. I tell you what, Patino with the boot.
Another huge one. Wow. I'll tell you, that guy has one strong leg. We could definitely see him at the college level with that leg. My goodness.
So the Hawks not getting much. Setting up on the 20-yard line. I tell you what, if Patino is just burying them at the 20-yard line or less, he's definitely going to get some college, looks like you said.
Let's see if Lazy can get the offense going here.
Will, you mentioned how he was holding his hand coming off after the interception. I assume a couple run plays, although 5 wide receivers out for the Hawks right now.
Definitely looking at a quarterback option or a screen here.
Keep for Lazik. Cuts it to the left. Gets tackled by number 36, Kanena Odeluga. Get used to me saying that name, folks. He's a linebacker and a running back.
Yes, he is a very athletic football player, I'll tell you that.
The junior only, wow. Listed at 6 foot, 200 pounds.
And he is one heck of a football player, that's for sure.
And that will be the conclusion of the first quarter. Caravan 7, Hawks 0. Well, I tell you what, after watching Glenbard West last week have an explosive offense in the first quarter, the Maine South defense has definitely improved from the week-long break.
Sam, that is for sure. Only giving up 7 points in this first quarter. Last week they gave up 10. The Maine South defense looks a lot more disciplined than they did last week, especially with the run game, not giving up as many yards as they do per carry last week. you certainly hope and keep up for the Hawks. Because if Mount Carmel can get that run game going with their 3 running backs, I'll tell you, Maine South is in trouble.
So as the refs and the line judges switch the field, we shall await the Hawks offense. Right now it's about 2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line. As Coach Bliss and Coach Insera figure out how to get this offense rolling.
And look at that on the sidelines as Justin Marks getting warmed up. Will we see him come in soon is the question.
He didn't look too strong last week, although he was flushed out of the pocket a lot. The offensive line last week did not look too strong.
That's for sure, Sam. The offensive line seemed to let in the Glenbard West defense line very quickly, which gave Marks little to no time at all to get rid of the ball. And for his first start, you think he'd got to have some time.
Lazick alone in the backfield. 5 wide receivers. Man in motion. Drops back to pass. Looks deep. To Kilberg. Complete!
Wow. What a play.
That definitely livens up the Maine South sideline.
Absolutely it does. And just like that, Lazick shows he does not have an injured hand. And wow, what a throw by Lazick right on the money to Kilberg.
Switch the field. The Hawks are at the 24-yard line.
That is something you absolutely love to see, and that gives Dan Lazick so much more confidence after throwing that interception in the first quarter to get one down the field.
As the student section chants Ryan Kilberg's name. You can see why he's committed to a D1 school.
He is a great wide receiver in high school football, that's for sure.
Man in motion, Lazick for the keep, and gets swarmed, not getting much past the line of scrimmage.
And it seems there was a fumble on the play, but he was down.
Tackled by number 63, Austin Ramirez.
That Mount Carmel defense really clustered up on Dan Lazick there to get him down. No room at all for him to run there.
As Lazick and the Hawks await Coach Bliss's offensive signal. 2nd and 8 on the 22-yard line. Same formation, Lazick alone in the backfield. Let's see if they put a guy in motion.
I'd love to see another pass here.
Screen to Palumbo. Gets knocked out of bounds. Gain of about 4 or 5 on the play.
Sets up a very manageable 3rd down for the Hawks.
It's going to be 3rd and 5 on the 19.
I personally see this as 4-down territory if you do not get the 1st down here.
Number 1, Krasik out of the game. Number 42, the tight end, Connor Layden, back in.
And Connor Layden is such a unique player. Plays tight end and linebacker, and you typically do not see a tight end in Coach Insera's offense.
I mean, 6'3", 217 pounds. Why not give it a shot?
Absolutely. If he can catch the ball, and he's a big guy, put him in. That's the way I look at it. Seems like there's some confusion in the offense.
All the referees trying to figure out. All right, it appears everything's back to normal. Never mind, whistle is blown. I jinxed it. Timeout, Maine South Hawks. Little bit of confusion.
There was a lot of confusion there, like you were saying, Sam. Maine South offense cannot get anything figured out there.
First timeout of the day.
It seems like a timeout was probably the best option for the Hawks there.
Let's see, 3rd and about 5. I'd reckon a Lazick keep.
And worst case scenario, like I said, Maine South could go for it on 4th down, unless if they trust John Sasson, the place kicker, to kick it through the uprights for 3.
You just need to get points on the board. You can't let Mount Carmel go up 2 possessions.
Exactly. Against a team like Mount Carmel, you have to stay in the game. Very, very important.
Coach Jordan Lynch was quoted earlier saying how this was one of his most important games of the year.
Absolutely. Coming to Wilson Field, wanting to get a big win after last year's loss to Maine South. You definitely know revenge is on Mount Carmel's mind.
All right, Lasik in the backfield with Palumbo on his right, and that is Connor Layden as a blocking back.
Seems like Layton has been all over the place so far in the offense.
Man in motion, and it's a give to Kilberg. Kicks it out right. Hard hit by number 21, JT Harris, the sophomore, 5'7", 140 pounds. And for him to hit Kilberg like that, take notice.
Looking at this Mount Carmel roster, you do see a handful of sophomores who are on this varsity team, and it's very impressive to see all these sophomores on their varsity team. Don't see it very often. This is definitely 4-down territory for the Hawks.
Yeah, 4th and 2 on the 16-yard line, and Coach Sarah is going to opt to go for it.
Very smart by Coach Sarah.
All right, Lasik in the backfield with Palumbo. Whistle is blown. And Maine South will take its 2nd timeout.
More confusion by the Maine South offense there, having to call another timeout on 4th down. Coach Sarah must be drawing up something very effective on this 4th and 2 that they've been working on in practice.
The timeout is actually charged to Mount Carmel, so Maine South will not be penalized for its 2nd timeout. Smith and Kilberg on the right.
Corrected.
Lasik back with Layden and Palumbo, and Velasquez all by himself on the left. Smith in motion. And fumble. A flag is out, though.
Clearly recovered by Mount Carmel.
Question is, which one? There were like 3 of them on that ball.
And in football, it just seems like it's always that way. First instinct is to dive on the ball no matter where it is.
So the Hawks defense will come out trying to keep Mount Carmel away.
That's a very costly turnover for the Hawks, especially after that long ball from Lasik to Kilberg to set them up in Mount Carmel territory.
Maine South almost jumped on that play. Lynch in the backfield with the sophomore running back, Enzo DeRosa, listed at 5'5", 160 pounds. Lynch will throw it, batted down by number 8, Sean Hayes.
Yeah, very nice play by Sean Hayes on the edge there. And Sam, like you were talking about with DeRosa, just another sophomore who is coming in the game for Mount Carmel. I'm telling you, the Mount Carmel has a very bright future with all these sophomores on their varsity lineup as of now.
Warlick and Janaris will come out of the game. Same formation with Lynch and DeRosa in the backfield. Number 27 in motion, that's Livermore. And it's going to be a run up the middle, and it seems like every Maine South defender is trying to tackle him.
That was very nice contained by the Maine South defense. Once again, after last week, seeing that stop the run at the line of scrimmage just a little bit past it is very nice.
Number 19, Jaleel Parker, and number 84, Jack Gilbert on the left. Lynch back to pass. Looks for Gilbert. And it's picked off. Number 8, Sean Hayes. So after the deflection, ball's up in the air, and Hayes reacts for the interception, and the Hawks get the ball right back.
The ball was tipped, and Sean Hayes was right there to recover it after the drop ball. Sean Hayes with 2 very great defensive plays on that pass drive. And all of a sudden, Maine South is set right back up in Mount Carmel territory.
Hayes celebrates with Locascio, who, like I said before, got the pick last week at Glenbard West.
Now, obviously, Sean Hayes would be a very high candidate to play quarterback if his elbow was not injured.
Yeah, you notice that brace. He was having elbow problems during the summer.
He was the starter for the sophomore team, but because of that elbow, he cannot play quarterback.
Lazick alone in the backfield with 5 wide receivers. Ball at about the 46. Flag is thrown. It looks like it's going to be delay a game on the Hawks.
That's really disappointing, not being able to get the playoff in time at your own home stadium. That's just unacceptable.
So it'll be 1st and 15.
Coach and Sarah will not be very happy about that penalty.
Same formation. Krasik, Velasquez, and Smith on the left. Kilberg and Palumbo on the right. Palumbo in motion. And it's give to Palumbo. Run north-south, please.
Palumbo tried to get to the outside, but there's too much Mount Carmel contained. Just nowhere to go for Palumbo on the jet sweep.
And it looks like it's either going to be no gain or a loss of 1. So we're going to have 2nd and about 15. 2nd and 15 with about 8.5 minutes left.
Let's see if Lazick tries to air another one out here. Target Kilberg, who's in the slot.
Kilberg, Smith, and Velasquez on the right. A lot of motion on the Caravan defense. Lazick looks back to pass. Pass is deflected. Intended receiver was number 22, Nate Smith. Pass broken up by number 77, Jalen Grant.
Lazick trying to air it out there. Just got deflected, or else Nate Smith probably had a shot to catch it.
As Smith comes out of the game and is subbed in for number 9, Jack Layden. I got it right this time. Layden will set up on the top of your screen. Third and 15 for the Hawks with 8 minutes left on the 46-yard line.
Probably see another throw here from Lazick.
Drops back to pass. Looks right. Oh, so close.
That would have got it too.
Intended receiver was number 2, Ryan Kilberg, broken up by number 13, Marty O'Brien, the senior defensive back.
And just like that, the Hawks are going to have to punt again after the turnover. Here comes Sasson.
4th and 15, Sasson sets up at about the Hawks' 40-yard line. And number 27, Livermore, will be returning for the Caravan, set up at about the 16, 17-yard line.
And watch out for Livermore if he gets a clean catch.
Better snap this time.
It was.
Punt is up, but it appears short. Signals for the fair catch. And the Caravan offense will take over on the 16-yard line.
John Sasson with some pretty good punts so far tonight. Pinning the Caravan deep into their own territory within the 20. Helps out the Hawks offense a lot by pinning them deep and having the defense try to get some stops.
Lynch in the backfield with DeRosa. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Number 27, Livermore in motion. It's a pitch to DeRosa. Tries to kick it outside, but is stopped by about 3 or 4 Hawks on the play. It's going to be a loss of about 2 or 3.
And that was some very nice contained by the Maine South defense. Stopping DeRosa very quickly before he could get to the outside.
Number 14, Danny Locascio, credited with the tackle. As 51, Teddy Generis comes out of the game.
Overall, just a bunch of Hawks were there to stop him. Very good defense there by the Hawks.
I think they just look for whatever number they can see. Just guess. Intercepted again by Sean Hayes, and that is going to be a pick 6.
Wow. What a play by Sean Hayes to read that. Unbelievable. That'll get the Hawks back in the game.
Second interception of the day, back to back. Wow.
That might have been one of the better defensive plays I've ever seen up here in the booth announcing Maine South football.
Yeah, I'm okay if he's not a quarterback.
That outside contained by Sean Hayes was absolutely outstanding. Sean Hayes read it perfectly and snagged it from Lynch to get the pick 6. Amazing play.
As the student section chants Rory Hayes, Sean's his older brother's name. That's always tough. Sasson lines up to kick. Lazik with the hold. High snap, but the kick is up. And it is deflected, but still goes in. Hawks tie the game 7-7.
7:08 left in the second quarter. Back to you guys up there.
All right, so the Hawks tie it with Sean Hayes' second interception of the day. 7-7 ball game, and John Sasson kicks in the extra point.
You know, Sam, you love to see defensive plays like that from the Maine South Hawks defense because considering the week they had last week, giving up all those points, it's just amazing to see a defensive touchdown for a defense like the Hawks. It's showing that the Maine South defense actually is a pretty formidable defense.
As we see the Maine South Hawks bench mob, led by number 11, Jason Foster, getting hyped. Do your thing, Jason. Do your thing.
But that certainly gives Maine South a lot of more confidence now that they are on the board and the game is tied.
So the Hawks will line up to kick. Sasson gets ready. Number 7, Tommy Egan, back to return, along with number 19, Jaleel Parker. Kick is up. Right down the middle to Egan. Fielded at about the 2, and he's going to bring it out. Big hit by the Hawks. Wow.
Wow, amazing special teams coverage there. The big hit.
Number 16, Parker O'Meara, the junior linebacker, 6 foot, 180 pounds, and boy, that was a big hit.
I'll tell you, Sam, that's what you watch football for, to see hits like that. Let's see if that Mount Carmel offense can bounce back after that interception by Hayes.
Just over 7 minutes left in this first half. Mount Carmel will receive the second half kickoff. Lynch alone in the backfield. Run up the middle, fumble, bobbled it, but it appears he recovered. Run of about 4-5 yards. I'm so bad at these guesses, man.
I'm telling you, Sam, if he would have fumbled that ball, Maine South would have retrieved it. Maine South would be in very nice position to regain some confidence, even though they already have after that Sean Hayes interception for a touchdown.
2nd and 6 on the 20-yard line. Lynch in the backfield with number 36, Odaluga. Guy in motion. Lynch is going to keep it, run up the middle. Stopped by number 14, Danny Locascio.
Seems like Danny Locascio has been involved in a lot of tackles so far tonight. He's shown why he's a good safety. Gets in a lot of plays. And obviously had the lone interception last week, as you stated earlier. Big third down here.
3rd and about 2 on the 23. Livermore in motion again. Lynch is going to keep it, though. And he's stopped.
Great play by the Maine South defense and number 28, Ben Triffo.
Triffo known for his lively celebrations after great plays last week at Glenbard West. Got the lone sack of the game and celebrated accordingly.
You can definitely say Ben Triffo is the hype of the Maine South defense after he makes a big play.
So it's 4th down and 5 for the Caravan on the 21-yard line. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left. And let's see what Coach Lynch draws up.
If they don't punt, I'd be very surprised. And that's what they'll do.
Patino back to punt. High punt, but short. Lazy calls for the fair catch and fields it at about the 47-yard line.
Now let's hope the Hawks offense can get something going here with under 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Let's see if Dan Lazy can get the offense going. Get some points on the board before halftime, before Mount Carmel retrieves it for the second half. The student section getting very hyped for this next drive.
So we got Lasik and Palumbo in the backfield. Velasquez and Connor Layden set up on the right. As Velasquez motions to the left with Kilberg and Smith. I'm going to Tony Romo this. Run to the right. Man. Ooh, big hit on Palumbo.
Well, you weren't exactly wrong.
I'll take it. 50%.
It seemed like there was going to be a cutback by Palumbo there, but it didn't necessarily happen. He just went up the middle.
Stop by number 35, Jason Thompson, the senior outside linebacker.
Palumbo hasn't really been able to do much after running the ball so far, and obviously he had those two mishaps between him and Lasik on the pitches.
Kilberg will motion over to the right,
Let's hope Palumbo can get some stuff going.
and Layden will set up as a receiver. Lasik looks to pass to Kilberg, intended receiver. Questionable call, wasn't able to tell. Are you going to signal it?
He caught it.
Gain of about 3 on the play.
That was a very risky pass. It was almost intercepted by number 10 for Mount Carmel, Benjamin Perry.
The officials rule 3rd and 5 for the Hawks. Exactly 4 minutes left to go in this first half.
I'm definitely thinking 4 down territory if the Hawks do not convert here.
Lasik and Palumbo in the backfield, same formation. Lasik drops back, decides to run, and he doesn't get much. Tripped up by number 47, Mario Davis, the senior defensive lineman.
And Sam, one thing I'm surprised that we have not seen so far is Ryan Kilberg in the backfield.
That was the intended offense, but with a guy like Kilberg, you really can plug him in anywhere and say, hey, bud, go catch the ball.
He is just an absolute freak of an athlete, so he can pretty much do anything you ask him to do. Whether it's defense, offense, special teams, he'll do it for you.
All right, 4th and 5 at the 42. Sasson will line up to punt at about the 45-yard line. Although it looks like the Mount Carmel Caravan are going to take a timeout.
Pretty surprising timeout by Mount Carmel. Didn't really seem like they were set up, though.
3 minutes and just under 30 seconds left in this half.
And Sam, I'll tell you, so far it's been a battle of 2 defenses. If it wasn't for the Mount Carmel touchdown drive, then again, that was after a turnover. So
Definitely feel like Etchy Tim's prediction is wrong at this point.
It definitely does. I feel that this is very similar to last night's Bears-Packers game where it was nothing but defense.
So happy I didn't have Trubisky as my quarterback. Praying for you, Russell Wilson. Need some points. All right, Caravan defense looks ready. Hawks offense still trying to figure out. Yep. So Hawks still opt for the punt. Sasson set up at about the 44-yard line. And the Caravan don't have a man back to receive, so hopefully Sasson can just bury him deep.
Mount Carmel expecting a fake here, it seems. Which the Hawks will not do.
High punt, Hawks back to recover. Another friendly bounce for the Hawks. Get it, boys, get it. Stop it at the 1. Excellent special teams coverage by the Hawks.
All right. You gotta love that punt by Sasson there. It definitely sets Mount Carmel up in dangerous territory, with the safety being a very possible option if the Maine South defense can stop him in there.
So the Caravan offense will set up at the 1-yard line.
Sam, I'd love to see some defensive contain right here. Stop them to get a safety would be great to see.
Exactly. The defensive ends, outside linebackers really got to make sure that they contain the outside.
This is going to be a goal line look for both teams.
Lynch drops back to pass. Looks for a man open, and it is caught. Good spin move by number 27, Livermore, and just like that, the Caravan are threatening.
And that's what I'm telling you, Justin Livermore, very dangerous wide receiver. Sorry, Tony Livermore.
Number 2, Kilbert with the tackle. Lynch back to pass again. Pass is complete, but it doesn't look like it's going to be for much.
Not much, but an effective pass by Lynch.
Jari Parker with the completion.
It seems like Lynch has been targeting Parker a lot in this game so far. And it's been getting there.
Lynch in the backfield with Odeluga. Back to pass again. Scrambles out of the pocket. Going to get flushed by number 5, Liam Barry. And he's just going to run out of bounds as the Hawks nearly avoid a penalty, guys. Come on. Got to avoid those big hits. Lynch, it appears, will pick up the first down. They're trying to determine the exact spot.
And Sam, you're saying with those penalties, especially hitting the quarterback out of bounds, that's when the refs will for sure call it.
And it is going to be a Caravan first down at the 45-yard line. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in this half. Lynch back to pass again. Looks to his right. Complete again to Parker.
Great defense by Pagliaro, too. Parker's got some amazing hands to catch that one.
So 2nd and 1 on the 9-yard completion. Odeluga in the backfield. Lynch back to pass again, and he's going to escapes the sack. Wow. Looks deep. Wide open man. Caravan touchdown. Well, we have a lot to unpack with that play.
Wow.
First of all, Liam Barry with the hustle play to get the quarterback. Lynch then escaping to his right, then finding the open man for the touchdown. That's just an athletic play by a quarterback right there.
You know, Sam, the fact that Justin Lynch avoided the sack by Liam Barry, who was coming after him hot and getting out of it and throwing for a long touchdown pass, was just so impressive. It shows why Justin Lynch is a very talented quarterback and can just sling it. That was a very, very Aaron Rodgers-like type pass when he gets out of the pocket.
See, this is what I need Russell Wilson to do. I need to win. There's a lot of money on the line in this league. Patino in for the kick. We know he is a boot. Kick is up.
Yet again.
And it is good. So the Caravan take a 14-7 lead with just under 2 minutes left in this first half.
I will tell you though, Sam, absolutely impressive by Justin Lynch in that last drive. Being able to avoid Liam Barry and throwing for that touchdown pass. Something you don't see every day.
Barry definitely tried to get the hit stick, put that on his huddle mixtape.
Absolutely, but he's got to get him down next time. Or else something like what exactly happened will happen.
So the Caravan scoring drive only took 1 minute and 22 seconds. The Hawks still have quite a bit of time on the official scoreboard, 1 minute 49.
The problem is they do have 3 timeouts. So we'll see if Coach and Sarah will be aggressive on this next drive. See if Dan Lazy will air it out a little bit.
Smith and Kilberg back to receive it around the 3-yard line.
Onside formation for the Caravan.
And it's a fake onside, a squib. It's going to be fielded, going to be kicked outside by number 3, Emmanuel Spandieri. And he's going to get to about the Hawks' 46-yard line. A run of about 20 yards.
A good return for Spandieri. Sets Maine South up nicely with 1:41 left to possibly get some points before the half.
The official spot is on the Hawks' 45-yard line. 1st and 10 with 1:41 left. Hawks have all 3 timeouts remaining.
Now considering the Hawks have all 3 timeouts and where they are in the field, they're on 45. I think we can definitely see Lazick air the ball out here a little bit.
Kilberg, Smith, and Velasquez on the top of your screen. Krasik by himself on the bottom. Palumbo in the backfield with Lazick. Here's the snap. Lazick drops back to pass, looks for Krasik, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds and picked off, but there is a flag. It will be defensive pass interference.
And that was one of the more obvious defensive pass interference we've seen here.
Clearly shoved out of bounds.
Krasik didn't even have a chance at the ball. And that does nothing but help the Hawks. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Hawks now on Caravan land. 1:36 left.
Kind of has a nice ring to it.
Caravan land just came up with it. Gonna trademark it.
Be a smart idea.
LeBron with like Taco Tuesday, because that's not ridiculous at all.
Not in the slightest. No.
All right, on the 40-yard line, Lazick drops back. Gonna run it.
He's got room.
Kicks it outside, and he's going to get to about the 31-yard line. So it's going to be a 2nd and 1.
I think calling a timeout here for Coach Sarah would be a smart idea.
1:20 with the clock winding down.
He will not call a timeout here, though.
You've got momentum. I mean, why not?
You want the clock, though.
Lazick's going to keep it again, and he's going to get, wow. That was an explosive play by number 35, Jason Thompson.
And Sarah will now use this timeout. But like you're saying, Jason Thompson chasing down Lazick quickly. Lazick lost a solid 3 yards on that play because of it.
So a minute left in this first half. Hawks trailing by 7. And they're going to be set up at their own the Caravan 35-yard line.
3rd and 5 here's a pretty tricky play for Lazick. You can run it, but you're not guaranteed many yards. And
Hawks,
obviously Lazick, very questionable when throwing the ball.
Hawks still with 2 timeouts left, and we know Sasson has a strong leg. The Caravan will receive the second half kickoff.
If you can get Sasson to about the 20, I feel like that would be field goal range. You gotta wonder though, will the Hawks convert this? And if they don't, will they go for it on 4th down? I think yes, considering where they are. Third down and 5 coming up for the Hawks at the Caravan 35. The offense coming out on the field now after a long huddle with Coach and Sarah and after the timeout. Let's see what the Hawks offense does here.
All right, 3rd and 5 for the Hawks. Lazick and Palumbo in the backfield. Look to Coach Bliss. And Palumbo will be backed up to slot. It's going to be a fumble. And it's going to be fell on by a Hawks offensive lineman. That's number 55, Arthur Holscher.
Another miscommunication there with Lazick not being able to handle the ball. Luckily for Lazick, Holscher was there to fall right on it, but you wonder what Coach and Sarah is going to do here considering it's 4th down and 8 now.
Yeah, 4th and 8 with the clock winding down.
But it is in Mount Carmel territory.
And Coach and Sarah will go for it with the clock winding down. 25 seconds left.
I feel it's the best option. Maine South's going to call a timeout.
17.9 seconds left, 4th and 8 on the Caravan 38-yard line.
Now, in my opinion, that's a pretty confusing timeout. If you're going to call a timeout, you might as well use it right away and not let 4 seconds of the clock run off. Very interesting play coming up. You gotta wonder what Coach Insera will draw for his offense here, and Coach Bliss.
So the Caravan defense will trot out and await what Coach Insera and Coach Bliss have drawn up.
I feel a very possible play here is a shot to the end zone to target Kielberger Velasquez, the tall wide receivers.
And the Hawks will send out the field goal unit. Nope, the punt unit.
I was going to say that would be a very NFL-like field goal for Sasson.
The Bears could use that field goal.
It would most certainly seem that way, wouldn't it?
So Sasson lined up to punt at about the 46-yard line. Good snap. Kick is up.
Looks like another good punt by Sasson. He's going to get another. Ooh.
And another friendly bounce. Recovered by number 10, Benjamin Perry, the junior wide receiver / defensive back. And you've got to question why he's picking that up. 8 seconds left in the half. You're deep in your own end zone, or in your own territory.
Yeah, you know, it's very, very interesting why Perry would pick that up. At that point, you almost just don't really want to risk it. But then again, maybe it's smart, because if the ball would have kept rolling, they could have got down all the way by their end zone. It would have been very tough to get it out.
All right, so 8 seconds left for the Caravan. Lynch alone. Going to give it to Odo. Oh, Lynch is going to keep it and get out of bounds. Forced out of bounds by number 28, Ben Triffo.
Kind of curious why they just didn't take a knee. They get the ball to start the second half and not really going to be able to do anything with 4 seconds left.
Yeah, 4.2 seconds left, 2nd and 4.
But I guess you just never know.
I mean, we've seen Lynch with the arm, but I mean, he is a high school quarterback. I doubt he can send it 70 yards. And
Yeah,
he's going
I
to kick it out
do
to the
not
left
see
again.
And
One out of
that'll take
bounds.
us to halftime.
And that will take us to half. So the Maine South Hawks down 14-7. Definitely improvement from last week at Glenbard West. And overall, more exciting game.
I completely agree, Sam. Maine South only being down 7 with the new offense. I think it's not that bad. I think Maine South is in a very comfortable position to possibly come back and win this game.
First half highlighted by 2 interceptions by Sean Hayes. One returned all the way for a pick 6. We're going to send it now to the halftime show. We'll be back soon. Dr. Collins, principal of Maine South, what are your thoughts on the first half?
So far, I think we're doing a good job keeping it close. I think when you lose your starting quarterback in the very first game of the year, you don't know what's going to happen the next week. And Danny's doing a great job for coming in and considering he hasn't really played quarterback that much ever in his career. So really impressed by the fight, and hope we get him in second half.
Now we are still down by 7. What do you think the Hawks need to do in the second half?
We're definitely going to score some touchdowns. We're going to score twice. We all know that. So the question is, can we get some defensive TDs, and can the defenses completely shut down the Caravan? They're a really good football team, so it's going to be tough, but I think we can do it.
I mean, they are ranked number 1 in 7A for a reason. Shifting over to Maine South as an academic side as a whole, there are 2 big changes to this new school year. The first one being, instead of block days last year being on Tuesday and Wednesday, they're now on Wednesday and Thursday. What prompted that change?
So one of the things that we talked to parents, students, and staff about was providing more consistency at the start of the week. So we thought if we had 2 days in a row of the exact same schedule, that would be a lot better for everybody. And so far, that's what we've heard. Everybody really appreciates that.
Now the other big change, it seems like every student complained about it the first couple weeks, the phone pockets in classrooms.
Yep.
I know you're going to sound old when you say, oh, these darn kids on their darn phones, but really what prompted that change as well?
Well, there's a couple of things. I think first of all, we really want the students to learn when they're here. It's a really important thing for us. And the second part is, you guys are growing up in a world just like we're in right now. You're going to have your phones on you all the time. But there's got to be an appropriate way to use that. So we came up with a procedure that we've been piloting for 2 years. We thought it'd be better if everybody was doing it so that people didn't have to kind of manage different rules of teachers. And then frankly, so we could learn to talk to each other again. And so far, I understand where the students are coming from. We're certainly going to examine that. But what I've heard from the teachers is that they've had much richer classrooms. They feel like kids are talking to each other, looking at each other more, and we think that's going to be just a good move going forward. And you're still going to have ways that we're going to have to learn how to use the phone. It's just something we're going to have to grapple with. But we think in the long run, it's going to be better for everybody.
All right, thank you, Dr. Collins. Principal here at Maine South. The second half will start soon. Back to you guys. All right, as the second half is ready to get underway, with about 2 minutes left in halftime, Will, what do the Hawks need to do?
You know, Sam, and watching the first half, the Maine South offense has been struggling a little bit, but I feel that if they can get the Wildcat formation going better, and if they can get the pitches from Lasik to Palumbo going, if Lasik can just air the ball out and feel more confident in his throws, I feel that Maine South can get some yards and probably score some more touchdowns. And hopefully the defense will shut down the Carmel offense so that Maine South will come out victorious in this one.
As the Hawks exit from the locker room, getting ready for the second half. Let's see if Sean Hayes can add on a few more interceptions.
I feel that if the Hawks are to win this one, the defense is going to have to win it for them. The offense has shown that it will not be able to score that many points so far. But maybe Coach and Sarah had some halftime adjustments that will allow Maine South to get the ball, get running in space, get some receivers open, and get the offense rolling. But it will definitely come down to defenses in the second half. Which defense is better?
Interesting situation in the Hawks' end zone, as where they typically stretch, the Caravan were posted as the Hawks kick them out. Good job, guys. And the student section chants Coach and Sarah's name.
The football team definitely asserting their dominance since this is our house, not theirs. Just because you switch sides doesn't mean you switch practice sides too.
As the scoreboard counts down the final seconds of halftime.
Both teams are clearly not ready to play, so they will definitely add a few more minutes on.
Yep, 3 more minutes to halftime. Just before 9 o'clock here on Friday, September 6th. Beautiful night.
I'll tell you, Sam, for the first home game, you can't have it any better than this. Beautiful night here at Wilson Field, Friday Night Lights. I'm telling you, high school football is where it's at. It just brings the whole community together. I mean, look at this. The whole stands are crowded with Park Ridge families and Park Ridge middle schoolers and elementary schoolers, and obviously you have the rowdy student section, which always brings the energy, no matter where the game is, whether it's here or on the road. Obviously, last week at Glenbard West, the student section had an amazing show out. But the support for this Hawk football team is endless, I'll tell you.
Now, folks, he's off screen right now, but number 6, Justin Marks, is getting his arm loose. Aside Dan Lasik, number 23.
We saw him warm up in the first half. We wonder if he's going to get a shot.
right, the Hawks kickoff team will be ready as the third quarter will start at 9 o'clock on the dot.
How about that?
Sasson setting the ball up.
Let's see if Sasson gives a good boot here.
Number 27, Tony Livermore, and number 7, Tommy Egan, back to return for the Caravan. They'll be positioned right about the 15-yard line.
Here we go with a very interesting second half.
Livermore back to recover, breaks a few tackles, spins through and gets to about the 31-yard line, and a scuff up with the Hawks' number 16, Parker O'Meara.
And honestly, I don't think we can emphasize how much of a threat Livermore is. No matter where he catches the ball, he can get in some space, and he can run it and keep going.
So the
Very
Hawks
good.
defense will look to stop the Caravan offense. Lynch trots out with Livermore in a slot and Odaluga in the backfield.
Let's see if the Hawks can keep up the defense play as they were in the first half.
Livermore in motion, and there is flags. I couldn't tell if it's going to be offsides on, or false start on the Caravan. So they will back up.
Move it back.
And the infamous Maine South student section, "You can't do that" chants are back.
Well, they sure can. It's illegal in football.
First and 15 for the Caravan on the 26. Same formation. Livermore in motion again. Lynch will keep it up the middle and tackled. It appears by number 76. That's old Pete Skoronsky.
Isn't Peter just an animal on both sides of the ball? It's ridiculous how good he is.
When you are 6'4" and 275 pounds and can bench the same weight as a house, yeah, typically you're hard to stop.
No matter who's guarding you.
Lynch looks to pass, escapes the pocket, throws it out of bounds. Forced the throw, number 43, Zach Boulos, the senior linebacker.
Another nice play by Zach Boulos. He had a few chase downs in the first half, and just another one by him there. Made Lynch have to scramble out and throw the ball away. Sets up a third down at about 16. Very tricky play for the Caravan here.
Hawks defense looking confused. Ben Trifo doesn't know where to line up. It's a give to Odaluga up the middle. And he's going to get a gain of about 4 or 5. Brought down by number 5, Liam Berry. And the Caravan will send out the punt team. It's about 4th and 10, 4th and 11 at the 26-yard line. Or excuse me, 31-yard line.
Yeah, big hit by both Kilberg and Berry on that play. And just like that, Caravan got a punt. Another very good stop for the Maine South defense coming out of the first half, 3 and out.
Keep that up, boys.
This is what you like to see.
Patino back to punt. He showed off his leg strength in the first half. Lazik back to return. Botched the punt. Squib kick. Had to get it off in time, and what a friendly bounce for the Caravan.
Sure was. Wow.
Bounced at about the 45, but it's going to be down at around the 27-yard line.
That Patino, I'll tell you, I mean, I don't think we can emphasize how much of a strong leg he has. He's one of the stronger kickers we've seen, that's for sure, in high school football. Let's see what the Hawks offense can do here. See if there's any halftime adjustments made to the Wildcat offense.
Coach Bliss and Coach Sarah in the huddle. And we see Luke Leongas exiting the screen on the left, not dressed today. Now, Justin Marks was warming up at halftime, but they will start the second half with Dan Lazik back at quarterback and Johnny Palumbo back in the backfield.
And at this point in the game, I do not expect to see Justin Marks. Coach and Sarah must trust Lazik.
Lazik gets a snap. He's going to keep it, going to try to bounce left. Gets up the middle, escapes a couple tackles. Explosive movement by Lasik, finally taken down by number 23, Tommy O'Sullivan, the senior defensive lineman.
Getting 5 yards on first down is very nice pickup, especially when you're running a Wildcat offense. So that's a very manageable second down, and if need be, third down.
Lasik with the snap. Hands off to Palumbo, loses the football, and I think Caravan picks it up. Number 35, Jason Thompson, the linebacker, and he will return it for a touchdown, barring any flags, and I don't see another Caravan touchdown. And I tell you what, Johnny Palumbo, he's definitely having trouble holding on to that football.
He's also injured on the play, too.
Holding his side at about his hip.
That would just add on to another running back injury for the Hawks, as Mike Sajenko, the sophomore running back, is out tonight too with an arm injury.
Good job by Jason Thompson reacting to the football right away, pouncing on it and bringing it to the house for 6.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Sam. It is a defensive game, and obviously Mount Carmel is showing why. Mount Carmel just proved that the defense will win this game. And just like that, take a 13-point lead. With the PAT, it'll be 14.
All right, Palumbo tried to stand up, and they're making him lie down on his back. Trainer Jerry Bornhoff in, checking on him.
He looks like he's in serious pain.
Yeah, he is still down. So the Caravan go up 13 points with 9.5 minutes left in the third quarter. And it's going to be up to this Hawks defense to hold them here.
Just another turnover by the Hawks offense. Just a disaster so far. Seems like they can't really get anything going. Palumbo fumbling balls. Lasik miscommunication on the pitches. Lasik fumbled. Hasn't really been too many bright spots for the Maine South offense tonight besides that long bomb to Kilberg earlier in the first half.
Palumbo stands up with the help of Jerry Bornhoff, and they'll send out 2 players of the Hawks bench to try and help him off the field. Definitely limping. And a standing ovation for Johnny Palumbo, who despite the fumbles is definitely part of the heart and soul of this Hawks offense. It appears to be his right leg that's bothering him.
Especially that right ankle. But look here, another extra point made by Patino. Another booming kick. What's new?
That's not on the forefront of the Hawks' mind, though. Coach Sarah's got to figure out who's going to replace Palumbo in these next drives. Because judging by the way he is looking and how the trainers are treating him, he is very questionable to return to this game.
And considering that Sajenko is out tonight too. Maybe time to put Kilberg back there.
Maine South student section on your screen right now. The Maine South Mother Hawkers, the official name of the student section, decided that it would be blackout for the home opener. A 14-7 game here with just over 9.5 minutes left in the third quarter, as the Caravan are set to kick off. Kilberg and Lasik back to receive at about their own 2-3 yard line.
And honestly, at this point, you gotta wonder if Justin Marks will actually get a chance.
Patino gets ready to kick. What a strong leg, wow. Immediately, Lasik just throws his hands up, wanting nothing to do with that, signaling the fair catch. And the Hawks will take over on the 20-yard line.
Wow, considering that Mount Carmel's up 21-7, having a 14-point lead, it seems like they are in the driver's seat right now for this game, since the Maine South offense has not really gotten too much generated. And you wonder if Maine South will put up a scoring drive, because they have not yet.
Some bright spots, but Dan Lasik only having a week to prep this offense.
And that's the thing that's going to kill you right there. Not much preparation.
Lasik alone in the backfield. Coach and Sarah still trying to figure out who he can put in at running back. 4 wide receivers, and Connor Layden in the backfield as a blocking back. Lasik will keep it himself, bounce it out to the left. He'll find open room, and he'll get tackled by about 5 or 6 of the Caravan.
That was a nice run by Lasik. QB option, getting out to the left side.
Led by
picks up the first down.
Yeah. Led by number 36, the Caravan, Canino DeLuga.
See if the offense can keep that kind of stuff going.
Lasik with Smith in the backfield. High snap over his head. Fall on it. And he'll slide down, and a late hit by number 35, Jason Thompson, but no flag.
That play exactly would not draw a flag, but if it was more excessive, that most certainly would. All of a sudden, Maine South just lost about 15 yards on that play. It's going to kill them.
The Hawks are set with 2nd and forever, listed at 2nd and 26 on their 17-yard line.
At least it's not 40.
I don't want to talk about last night, man. Ugly game by the Bears. Lasik in the backfield with Smith. Drops back to pass, gonna decide to run. Gonna kick it out to the left,
It's got
open
room.
field again. Knocked out of bounds by number 13 and number 7 for the Caravan. That's Tommy Egan and Marty O'Brien.
He got back all the yards that they lost on the bad snap.
Brings it to about 3rd and a long 9.
At least it's manageable. Lasik will definitely probably throw this one here.
Put on their own 34-yard line. 5 wide receivers in for the Hawks. Lasik drop backs pass. He's gonna run it, keep up the middle, keep his feet. He's gonna get a first down and more. Evades a tackle, spins through another.
Big pickup by Dan Lasik. Didn't see anything open, so he just went for it, scrambled, picked up the first down and more. Lasik a little gimpy after the play, though.
Eventually taken down by number 30 for the Caravan, Austin Maciel Hago, the 5'11" linebacker.
And if Lasik wouldn't have gotten stopped there, he might have had a lot of room to run.
Clock's rolling, just under 8 minutes left. 4 wide receivers, with Connor Layden in the backfield as a blocking back. Kilberg with the one-on-one matchup at the bottom of your screen. Going to be a keep to Lasik. He's going to try to bounce it out again and stopped by about 2 or 3 of the Caravan defensive line. Tommy O'Sullivan was the first one in there.
And that was nice defense out of the Caravan, figuring out how to contain Lasik for the first time in this drive.
The star Caravan lineman, Jalen Grant, will come out of the game.
I feel that was a very important stop for the Caravan. They regained some defensive confidence after 2 big runs by Lasik on this drive so far.
2nd and 12 on the 47-yard line. Four wide receivers out with Lasik and Smith in the backfield. Looks for the screen pass, not there. For Connor Layden, what a pass, what a catch, wow.
The pass was good, but the catch was even better. Connor Layden showing those hands, considering he's a big guy playing tight end, and that's why Coach Sarah has him in there. Like you were saying, Sam, if he's big, he can catch, get him in there.
Tackled by number 42, the leader of the Caravan defense, Lance Swain, the senior linebacker.
That was a big play for Maine South, though. Regained some confidence for Dan Lizick throwing the ball. Being able to just chuck it up to his big tight end. Let him get it.
So the Hawks have 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. It's going to be a give to Kilberg. He's going to evade one guy, and he's eventually going to get knocked out by 3 of the Caravan defenders. First guy to get there was Benjamin Perry, number 10, the junior defensive back.
And the first time we've seen Kilberg in the backfield tonight so far. He is just so shifty, though.
Kilberg's just one of the many explosive Maine South offensive weapons.
He absolutely is, and he's been one of the better ones the past 2 years.
You have Kilberg and Krasik on the left-hand side. And Jack Layden all the way on the right. But there's going to be a timeout called, registered to Maine South. Oh, excuse me, Mount Carmel.
And if Maine South can find a way to get 6 on this drive, we have a ball game again. But until they get it in there, Mount Carmel's still in the driver's seat.
Maine South looking at a 2nd and 9 on the 29-yard line.
Once again, I've been feeling like I've been saying this a lot, but now that they're within the 30, and it's not exactly in John Sasson's range just yet, it's definitely 4-down territory.
I tell you what, even in our sky cam up on top of the press box, Peter Skronsky still stands out as such a massive lineman.
You know, he's just so special to have on your team. You don't come around guys like Peter Skronsky that often, guys who are just so big and so bulky, who can just run guys over. I mean, it doesn't even make sense for people trying to come around him. He will not let you get by him. Just won't.
Coach Sarah credits Peter as one of the hardest working players he's actually ever coached all time, and that's saying something because he has coached some great players.
And along with that, Coach Sarah also has called him the smartest football player he's ever coached before.
And Northwestern commit, he's got some grades.
He must. I mean, you would think so at least.
Smith in the backfield with Lazick. Looks back to pass, gonna run. Kick it out to the left. Spin, evades a tackle, evades another. I tell you what, explosive offensive weapons for the Maine South Hawks. Lazick gets out to about the 15, 16-yard line.
Lazick has had some very nice runs on this drive so far. I will tell you, that's his 3rd run of 10-plus yards. And it's just helping the Maine South offense so much to get Lazick out and running because he is a very good runner when he has some open space.
All right, so the Hawks have 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line. Lazick and Smith again in the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the right, with Layden in as a tight end on the left. Gonna be a give to Smith. Kicks it outside. Gets stopped at about the line of scrimmage.
And that's one of those runs where you think he went a lot farther than he actually did.
Tackled by number 28, Sam Del Valle.
There's an injured Mount Carmel Caravan on the field.
The Hawk Ball boys on the screen right now.
They obviously like to be on camera, don't they?
There you see number 77 on your screen, the lineman Jalen Grant for the Caravan.
I'll tell you, that is one big guy. We talk about Peter Skronsky. Obviously, you can't really get much bigger than him, but he is certainly one big guy. Jalen Grant is. Let's see if this Maine South run game can keep on being strong here within the red zone. Try to get 6 here. It's very crucial.
That was number 30, Maciel Hago, who got roughed up on that last play. He will walk off the field on his own power. Same formation for the Hawks. 3 wide receivers on the right, Layden in at tight end, and Smith in the backfield. Going to be a keep for Lasik, going to kick it out to the left. And he's going to get tackled, wrapped up around the legs. Good form alligator roll tackle by number 36, Kanino Odeluga.
I like you were talking about Odeluga, a player on both sides of the ball. Just being a junior, too. Very impressive.
As Lasik looks to Coach Bliss for the next play.
The Hawks are definitely in John Sasson's range at this point, being within the 15, in case if they do not convert here.
It's 3rd and 6 for the Hawks on the 13.
This is a crucial 3rd down for the Hawks. They need to convert here.
Kilberg on the left, one-on-one matchup. Lasik drops back to pass. Looks for open. Targets Luke Krasik. Touchdown Hawks! But there is a flag down. What a play by the junior Luke Krasik.
Number 7 for the Caravan, Tommy Egan, came out with the ball, though. But there is a flag down, and it's definitely looking like defensive pass interference against Tommy Egan.
Yeah, the Hawks are celebrating.
And that would be an automatic 1st down within the 10.
Pass interference, defensive pass interference.
That was a pretty obvious one. Tommy Egan was grabbing all over Luke Krasik. And the stands are getting hyped.
Hear the stands rumbling, everybody kicking. So it appears the touchdown will be nullified, and the ball will be placed around the 7-yard line.
The refs actually said it was an incomplete pass, even though it seemed like Krasik got it, but it was weird because Tommy Egan came out with the ball.
All right, so the Hawks face a 3rd and 1 on the 7-yard line, and you can definitely hear the student section from here. Layden in the backfield. Lasik will take it himself. Buries his head. Does he get it?
He got it.
1st down, Hawks.
The first down and goal for the Hawks all game long. Maine South needs to get 6 here.
1st and goal on the 5-yard line. Mr. Egan doing the vocal cord workouts.
I'm telling you, he has one good voice.
Lasik will keep it himself. And not much on that play.
Barely even a gain there. It looks like he might have just got a yard, if anything. And it seems like Dan Lasik was really trying to find a hole to get into the end zone.
Same thing for the Hawks, 2nd and 5 on the 5-yard line. 2.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Drops back to pass. Target was Kilberg, but the pass was short.
Kilberg had him on the down and out, too. If Lasik would have elevated the ball a little bit and got him there, that's 6.
Number 7, Tommy Egan, and number 77, Jalen Grant, both had great pressure to Lasik.
Very crucial 3rd and goal for the Hawks now.
3rd and goal on the 5.
Can the Hawks convert?
Same formation. Egan's blitzing. Dump off pass.
There's just nothing there at all.
Great tackle by number 36, Odeluga. The target was number 22, Nate Smith, and it's going to be a loss on the play.
Not just a loss, a hefty loss, losing 5 yards on the play.
Officials are going to spot it at 4th and goal on the 9.
Here comes Satson to kick the field goal.
Points are points. Sesson's got to make sure that he's accurate on this.
The problem is you're still down by 2 scores if you make this field goal, and you're down by 2 scores right now. So this really doesn't do much for Coach and Sarah, but like you said, points are points.
Minute and a half left in the 3rd quarter. As Sasson awaits it. Snap is down, kick is up.
He missed
and the
it.
kick is no good, wide left.
Got blocked a little bit before, and it caused the ball to go to the left of the uprights. And just like that, it's time for the Maine South defense to have to make a play. Still down by 14.
A minute 14 left in the 3rd and still the whole 4th quarter to play, so the Hawks aren't out of it yet.
That was by far the best offensive drive the Hawks have had all night, but comes out with no points. Very disappointing for the Hawks offense.
Mount Carmel will take over, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Lynch in the backfield with DeRosa. Oh, and he wasn't ready for the snap. Miscommunication, dives on it.
Wow.
And the Caravan will be pinned at about the 1 or 2 yard line. And look who's there, number 8, Sean Hayes.
I feel like Sean Hayes has been the game changer tonight so far for the Hawks, on defense especially. Now, Mount Carmel just lost about almost 20 yards on that play.
2nd and 27, under a minute left. All right, Coach. Put in Hickey, put in Janaris, put in Skaronski, get the safety. Come on.
You tell him, Sam.
Lynch looks to pass deep. 27, Livermore. And overshot. Good coverage by number 21, Michael Pagliaro.
Yeah, it seems like Pagliaro has had really good coverage tonight so far. He hasn't let any wide receivers he's been covering catch a ball yet. Obviously, he had one-on-one with Livermore there, which is a very hard guy to cover. But he did a very good job. He stayed with him the whole time, and the ball was just out of Livermore's reach.
Number 68, Eduardo Palamoda, with the bad snap for the Caravan.
I definitely foresee a draw here for the Caravan, and then punt the ball. They need to be safe, being this far in Caravan territory.
It's going to be a run. Going to kick it outside. That's DeRosa, number 3. Hard-hitting tackle spin move by number 10, Michael Velasquez. He just threw him to the ground on that play.
And that was a great tackle by Michael Velasquez. The first time really saying his name tonight, but in a big way. Michael Velasquez, very nice tackle. And the Caravan had to punt from their own 5. Very tough punt coming up for the Caravan.
Patino will have room. Yeah, Patino will have to be pinned somewhere deep in the end zone.
He'll be lining up at the back of his own end zone. And that will do it for the 3rd quarter.
Here we go, Hawks. Put up the 4 fingers.
Everyone hold up the 4. You know what that means. Players have been working hard all week long for the 4th quarter. And obviously the band playing there before 4th quarter tradition. Students absolutely love it.
12 minutes left for the Hawks to score 2 touchdowns and at least something else.
And I certainly feel that a big play is needed here after this punt, especially if Maine South were to block this punt. That'd be huge.
we have an interview with Marie Normandin and one of the Maine South Hawks cheerleaders.
Hi, I'm Marie Normandin. I'm here with Alexa. Alexa, what are you doing at the game tonight?
I'm cheering along with my team over here.
So when did you guys have your tryouts for the season?
We had them back in April.
Okay, sweet. So what do you guys do every game? Like, what's your routine to get ready?
Every game.
Yeah.
You know, we get here like an hour early. We stretch a little, and then we just wait for the game to start, and we cheer on the team.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alexa. Now we're gonna go back up to Sam and Will. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Alexa. Patino with an incredibly high kick went over the lights. Lasik still able to recover, and it was high enough for pretty much every Caravan defender to get at least some kind of lick in at Lasik.
And that was a very impressive punt by Patino, being pinned deep in his own end zone and getting it out to the Caravan 45, near the Caravan 45 is very impressive.
So the Hawk offense will trot out, trying to make some magic happen with 12 minutes left, down by 14.
In fact, I stand corrected. He went way past.
Third quarter, the ball was marked at the 43-yard line on the north end of the field. This week's third
No, I am right. It was the 45.
The 43-yard line at the north end of the field is
But the Maine South offense has to get it going here on this drive. It's crucial they score a touchdown. There's only one quarter left, and they have prime real estate right in front of them.
So the Caravan defense will trot out, trying to make one or two more key stops.
Can Dan Lasik get his offense going?
Lasik and Smith in the backfield. Kilberg all by himself at the top of your screen. 3 wide receivers down low. Smith in motion. It's going to be misdirection. Give it to Smith. Hurdles over a fallen down lineman, but it's going to be a loss of about 5 on the run.
Jeez, big loss for Smith there. Usually misdirection plays go in the favor of the offense, but they're just blown up. Mount Carmel all over that one. Very surprising.
So it's a loss of 4 on the rush. 2nd and 14 at the Hawks' 47-yard line. Lasik readjusting Smith into the slot. Lasik all by himself in the backfield. Smith in motion. Muff snap. That's just bad timing.
Smith was running when the ball was snapped and it hit Smith. Another miscommunication by the Maine South offense. At this point, it's just kind of getting ridiculous. I mean, I get the fact that you only had 4 days to prepare this, but having 5 or 6, maybe even 7 miscommunications in one game, especially for a team coached by Coach Sarah, very surprising.
Lasik will drop back to pass. Luke Krasik, got confused with his older brother. That happens. Oh well.
All of a sudden, it's 4th down. Just like that, the Hawks have to punt.
4th and 14 on the 47. And Sasson will position himself at about the 39-yard line.
Maine South just cannot get anything going on the offensive side, except for last drive, but still, didn't end up at any points scored.
Sasson with the punt. It's short, and Livermore will wave off for the fair catch. Another friendly bounce for the Hawks. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Get to the 1. There we go.
All right. Once again, Mount Carmel pinned way deep in Caravan territory. Can the Hawk defense get something going here to stop them? So that the offense is either set up in good territory.
You hear the student section, they'll believe that they're going to win.
You gotta love seeing the optimism. They never give up on their team. Maine South needs an absolute big play here.
So the Caravan are pinned at their 1 yard line for the second time tonight, 1st and 10, with Lynch and DeRosa in the backfield. Lynch looks back to pass.
Oh!
Nearly picked off by number 14, Danny Locascio.
That's very surprising. Locascio did not come up with that one, considering he's a point guard in basketball too. Usually has the quick hands and is able to snag balls out of the air. Locascio almost had it, and he would have went to the house with that one. That would have been the big play the Hawks needed too.
And a timeout will be called for the Caravan. So they have 1 timeout left with 10 minutes remaining, but the Hawks do have all 3.
In fact, it looks like that was the Caravan's last timeout of the half taken.
So
that could be costly.
So 10 minutes, 3 seconds left in the quarter. Hawks down by 14. They're gonna need some quick stops, some timely defense, and for Dan Lasik to finally wake up the offense.
It being 2nd and 10 at the Caravan's own 2 yard line, the Hawks really had to make a big defensive play here. I'm feeling it, Sam.
Coach Kabirza and the rest of the defensive coordinators trying to figure out what the Hawks need to do to get this safety.
Hopefully Coach Kabirza was working up some defensive line schemes to get him in there and get Lynch down the end zone.
Skoronsky is in at nose guard.
That says something. Oh.
It appears to be stopped on the goal line. It was a handoff to DeRosa.
Just barely outside the goal line. Loss of 1. Very close to a safety, though. And you got to think that Mount Carmel is just probably going to run it again here to keep it safe. But
9.5 minutes left. Lynch and Odaluga in the backfield. Handoff to Odaluga. And he's going to find a hole. He's going to kick it out to the right. Finally knocked out of bounds by outside linebacker Ben Trifo at about the 30-yard line.
And see, that's the Maine South run defense right there that we saw last week. There are lots of examples against Glenbard West where Maine South had about 3rd and long opportunity ahead of them. And then Glenbard West ran it down their throat. That was exactly like last week. The run defense allowing a big play on a play that the Hawks needed to stop.
Lynch and DeRosa in the backfield. Lynch is going to look to pass. Poulos got there, and Lynch is going to just slide for a gain of about 2.
In fact, what Lynch did sliding there was very smart. Slid down and is trying to milk clock. The clock is Mount Carmel's offense's friend right now.
The Caravan 2nd and 9 on their 28-yard line. Livermore in motion. Lynch escaped out of the pocket, flag down. He's going to kick it out to his left. Aguilar with a big hit.
I foresee a holding against the Caravan offense on this one. And it will be. That'll be a replay of second down then. Make it second down and 20.
As the student section chants Michael Pags. So the Caravan will be moved back.
That loss of 10 is very big for the Hawks too.
2nd and 19 on the 19.
Don't see that often.
And a penalty flag on the field.
That's going to be against the Caravan too. False start.
Back it up even more.
Caravan really paying themselves deep right now.
So the explosive runs by Odeluga and Lynch have just been pretty much erased. 2nd and forever.
Penalty yards killing the Caravan.
A run to about the 21-yard line. It's something, but it's not much. 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Odeluga with another nice pickup though.
Officials mark the ball at the 21-yard line, so that brings us to 3rd and 16.
I think Mount Carmel's definitely going to run this one here. 3rd and 16, don't really want to risk anything. Run the ball and punt. Unless it's something like the last 3rd down happens again. In that case, they'll get the 1st down. But they will not this time.
Gain of about 3, but nowhere near the 1st down marker, so the Caravan will send out the punt team. 4th and about 15.
And at this point in the game, Maine South has to get the offense going because there's only 7 minutes left in the game, and they are down by 2 touchdowns. So the Hawks need to score quickly, use those 3 timeouts, get the ball back and score again in order to tie this ball game up.
Patino with the punt. Lazik called for the fair catch. Fielded it about the 49-yard line, so Hawks with pretty good territory. Set up just at about midfield. 6.5 minutes left to do some magic.
And I definitely think we're going to be seeing Dan Lazik air the ball at this point because what do you have to lose now? You got to get used to throwing the ball if you're a quarterback, so let's hope that Lazik can start airing it out a little bit.
So Lazik will trot out, trying to have something happen with 6 minutes, 38 seconds left. Smith in the backfield. At the bottom of the screen, you have Jack Layden and Ryan Kilberg. Lazik drops back, gonna run it. Up the middle. Gets dove at by the legs.
Not that big of a gain, but it does get the Hawks in the Mount Carmel territory.
2nd and 8 on the Caravan 49.
I think Lazik's going to air this one out.
You've got 3 wide receivers to the right. Screen pass to Kilberg, fumbled.
That's a very surprising drop for Kilberg. You never see him drop the ball like that.
The officials are saying it's a forward pass, so no need to worry about the fumble, supposed fumble. So the incomplete pass means 3rd and 8 on the 49-yard line.
It was very close to possibly being a backward pass, though. Lazik has got to be careful with that one. But once again, very surprising to see Kilberg drop a ball like that. He'll basically catch anything. See him drop a wide open pass like that, surprising.
Lazik all alone, steps back to pass. Looks to air it deep. Nobody there. Intended target was Luke Race, but he got knocked down by number 28, Sam Del Valle.
And you can't call pass interference on that one since he fell down in his own power. He was not tripped. And he would have had a shot at the ball too. And it looks like Coach Sincero is going to punt the ball here. Very surprising considering there's only 6 minutes left and your offense has not really done much. I figured they'd for sure go for it here. This is surprising.
4th and 8. And Sasson is positioned at about the 35, 36 yard line, with Livermore back to return at about the 23. Good snap, high punt. Livermore signals for the fair catch, and he'll field it at about the 22.
Well, there's just under 6 minutes left in the game. Maine South still down by 14. You wonder at this point, is it possible for Maine South to come back and win this game? The defense has to make a big play here, in my opinion.
Yeah, they've pinned the Caravan deep, but not deep enough. And with 5:52 on the Wilson Field scoreboard, down by 14, the Hawks defense definitely have to make something happen right now on this drive. They send number 19, Jari Parker, in motion. All right, Coach Sincero sending in the big guns, number 76, Pete Skoronski, and also number 56, Adam Salame, coming in for the Hawks defense.
You must have to think that Pete Skoronski is going to cause some sort of havoc here. Then again, when is he not creating havoc?
Lynch and DeRosa in the backfield. Livermore in motion again. Lynch will keep it. And he's going to keep chugging for a gain of about 5. Took pretty much all the Hawks defense to take him down.
And now the Maine South defense is holding Mount Carmel to another 3rd down.
3rd and 3, the ball is spotted at the 23-yard line as Lynch looks to his older brother for the signal.
Once again, that is just a very interesting fact about the Mount Carmel team. Starting quarterback is the younger brother of the head coach.
Lynch with 2 running backs in the backfield. He'll keep it himself. And it appears that he's going to be short by about 2 yards. So I think it's going to be spotted 4th and 2 on the 24-yard line. And with 4 minutes left, the Hawks do not have a lot of time.
Coach Sincero uses his first time out of the half here. Very smart decision by Coach.
Maine South with 2 timeouts left, but with just about 4 minutes, down by 2 possessions. Coach Sincero is going to have to make something magical happen.
The Hawks offense, I feel that Dan Lasik has to try to start taking some shots downfield. Or else this game's going to slip away. It's still pretty interesting to think that the Hawks do not have an offensive touchdown tonight. The only touchdown coming off the Sean Hayes interception in the first half.
So the Hawks will send out the punt return as the Caravan are stuck 4th and 2 on the 25-yard line. Lasik and Kilberg back to receive at about the Hawks 42.
High kick. Kilberg's going to take this one back out. Going to kick it out to the right, and he's going to get into Caravan territory.
So the Hawks have good field position again, but this time they have to convert on offense. I feel like I've been saying that a lot, but this time it's absolutely crucial. And they're still down by 14, so they cannot take much time to score here. They have to take about 90 seconds or 2 minutes-ish to score. And you're probably looking at an onside kick if things go according to plan.
Lazick by himself in the backfield. Smith and Jack Layden on the bottom of your screen. Lazick drops back to pass. Looks for Ryan Kilberg. Pass is complete at about the 26-yard line.
There you go, Dan Lazick. All right, airing it out. Good.
That's the type of plays we need with the clock winding down.
Just try to keep hitting that over and over again. Kilberg was open on that one, pretty wide open, in fact, and the Lazick put it right where it needed to be for Kilberg to go down and get it.
Just about 3.5 minutes left. Smith in the backfield with Lazick, but he drops back to pass. Looks for Kilberg again. Double teamed, and it is picked off by number 10 for the Caravan, Benjamin Perry.
And that pick might just essentially seal the game away. And Ben Perry is one of those players we had to keep an eye on tonight. A very solid defensive back for the Mount Carmel Caravan, and shows why. Just picked off a pass, even though it was double coverage. Very clutch interception. And Mount Carmel is in very good position to win this game at this point.
The Caravan offense will trot out. Just looking to kill the clock with just under 3.5 minutes. Run up the middle. Ooh, Hags getting in a little bit of a toss-up with number 27, Livermore.
At this point, Mount Carmel's just going to keep running the ball, though. Run down the clock. They're going to use the game clock every time. Going to use that 40 seconds given to them. And they are going to let that clock run down as long as they can. I'm surprised Coach Sincera is not calling a timeout.
2nd and 6 on the 24-yard line. And Lynch is just letting the clock wind down.
Taking advantage of the game clock.
Handoff to Odeluga. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one.
My goodness. You got the first down, too.
Finally gets taken down by number 98, Patrick Hamilton. And Skronsky and Salame will re-enter the game as Warlick and Generis exit.
The fact that he just got the first down pretty much makes it inevitable for a Mount Carmel victory.
Two minutes left in the fourth quarter. Another handoff to Odeluga. That time broken up by Liam Berry and Ben Triffo. Got through the line of scrimmage and was able to tackle him for no gain.
Coach Sincera used his second time out of the half, too. There's just not going to be enough time, though, considering how the Maine South offense has played tonight.
credit to the student section. They're still sticking around until the end of this game.
And they typically always do. But the Mount Carmel defense has, I think, is the story of the game. The Mount Carmel defense has forced a lot of turnovers, caused the Maine South offense to have confusion, and set their own offense up nicely in Maine South territory at times.
So with 1:40 left in the game, 2nd and 11 for the Caravan as they look to just run out the clock and close in on back-to-back convincing wins, showing why they are the #1 ranked team in 7A. The Hawks last week, actually, despite losing to Glenbard West, are still ranked in the top 10. They're ranked at number 9, the only team that didn't win last week in the top 10. Be interesting to see if they're still there next week. Another run for the Caravan. Looks to be a gain of about 6 or 7.
After this week, the Hawks have a lot to prove to see if they're still a formidable team in the CSL.
I'm not too much worried about conference.
Well, with teams like Evanston and New Trier, who are going to be very formidable opponents, this Maine South team has a lot to build upon.
Coach Sarah will call his last time out of the game with exactly 1:30 left. 3rd and 4 on the 37-yard line.
We do have to take advantage into the fact that in 2016, when Maine South won state last, they lost. They had a very shaky start to the season. Lost 3 early games. And then went on a huge winning streak to end up winning state.
So the Hawk defense will trot out. At this point, they're just playing for pride, try to stop Odeluga or whoever gets the run. Good job by Triffo and Barry on that last run, too. Or 2 runs ago to try to contain as much as possible. Odeluga in motion. And Lynch will run with it himself, and he will pick up the 1st down.
That will do it.
To about the 44-yard line. Clock will stop to move the chains.
Mount Carmel is going to come into Wilson Field tonight and get a huge win. Obviously talked about how they had revenge on their minds. And they got their revenge they wanted. Very impressive win for Mount Carmel. They are not a team to be joked with in the Chicago Catholic League.
Under a minute left, and they will assume victory formation.
This seems to be the final snap of the game. And
Lynch
it will be.
kneel it. The first half for the Hawks definitely seemed very successful. Player of the game definitely has to be Sean Hayes. 2 picks, one being a pick 6. Interesting storyline for the Hawks after going 8-1 during the regular season last year. Starting this year 0-2. Questions about if Johnny Palumbo will be okay. Questions about if we're going to keep Dan Lazikin at quarterback. He showed glimpses of brightness, but at times that definitely looked like miscommunication as well as lack of preparation.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one, Sam. The Wildcat offense obviously did not go as planned tonight. The Maine South offense had a lot of turnovers and a lot of miscommunication. The Mount Carmel defense took a lot of advantage of that. Not one offensive touchdown tonight for the Maine South offense, and that is something that definitely needs to be worked on going into next week.
Next week, Mount Carmel will travel to Montini Catholic as they look to continue their winning streak. And the Hawks will look for their first win of the year, traveling to Palatine to face Fremd High School. Final score from tonight's game, Mount Carmel Caravan 21, Maine South Hawks 7. I'm Sam Corbett.
And I'm Will Charlton.
Everybody have a safe drive home. Thanks for tuning in to WMTH. Have a good night, everybody.
See you in 2 weeks.